And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Hey man, what the fuck? So nobody missed me, huh? Okay. So, yeah, here we are. It's the start of the season again. It seems like I fixed my audio, or rather my microphone. And yeah, welcome y'all to this new season of Formula Sundays. It is season number 21. We are having a decent amount of people on the track here tonight. As we expected to only have 9 earlier, the numbers jumped up to 14 in the end still. Couple of newcomers, couple of known faces, couple of people who returned after a little bit of an absence. We see a couple of fans in the chat as well. The place apparently bringing in quite the viewer base. Bro, Kingsman, get your ass in the casting booth, I'm about to say. But yeah, here we are. We have a whole bunch of people. I don't have the seating opened right now, but we could go through them time trial times in a bit. I do see raindrops here, so I'm not sure if it gets worse or if it gets better now. But the play seems to be to set a time as long as you can on these softs. And so far, apart from Catalina and Jake here, everybody went out rather soon. Just got my time back by not signing up. First season in 10 that I won't be racing, yeah, that is a bummer for sure, especially in a field that may be more competitive than ever. I mean, in the end, today Jimsky is not here, at least I'm too blind to see him. The man we're on board with here, Janneman, is probably gonna be one of the favorites to take wins here, especially with Jimsky not being around. Consistency is the only issue. He used to be like, well, in a more competitive field, he was a top 5 driver. I think of the drivers here today, he's probably like a top 1 or top 2. But he since then swapped from controller to wheel, and he's gotten a lot more inconsistent since then. So, yeah, we're gonna see if he evolved a little bit in the off-season. Seagull will win the championship, SMH. Yeah, Seagull probably gonna find out that he wants to race again halfway through the season, and then he's gonna drive everybody into the ground, and that is an invalid lap for Janneman, and that is honestly really bad. Oh, Cherry is already invalid as well. What Haas do we have there? Oh, yeah, okay, let's talk about the Haas's a little bit. Daddy and Jabostic, both of them not necessarily the quickest, 2 Swedes who know each other IRL. But I'm happy for them to see them back, or actually I'm happy for us to see them back. Does Cherry not have a teammate? What happened to my boo? No idea. I do think there is someone in the Mercedes usually, but like maybe they're just not around today. Oh my god, yeah, Jabostic here finding the wall. And that gives the place provisional pole, but only until Yeast takes it away again. Daddy at least beats his teammate here, the two Haas menaces. Yeah, I was about to say, Emils I expect to do really good. So let's go through the field a little bit. Okay, DRS disabled means that we're basically not gonna see any time improvements. Jabostic disqualified for parking. That is pain. Plays lightning fast, yeah. I think we're pretty much gonna see the grid how it is going to be right now. And the other positions may still be decided, but we will see. Yeast on pole is crazy. Yeah, it is indeed. Might have to race if that's the standard. I mean, Kingsman, you know the field, man. I'm getting like, I'm interrupting myself every single time I want to talk about the field. But like, as said before, Janneman here is, for me personally, the clear favorite. It's the last one of the old guard who were like consistently top 5, who's still around for this season, or at least who's around today. Jimsky may turn up and race every now and then. And then we have a very thick midfield, I'd say. Emils is probably a close second place prediction for me here. And Yeast is coming thereafter, honestly, already. Yeast and... Bro, who was I gonna say? I think I was about to say Cherry there, but Cherry's of course gonna have a hard time starting from so far down. But yeah, these guys are who I expect from the people I know. Then of course the place here is currently sitting in P4. It's the best of the newcomers so far. And he has a new teammate, or newcoming teammate as well, with Ace Mojo, who I don't know anything about yet, pace-wise. Seems to be a little bit off, but then again, it's like changeable conditions. He may have just gone out a little bit too late. Jake here is not set a time yet, and will not do so right now. Catalina's making a comeback as well here. She's been gone for last season. Happy to have her back. One of our... I actually don't know if DJ signed up in the end. I don't think he did. But yeah, she's our American token American driver. Oh, Seagull 50-50 Wings joined. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. So Seagull, for all the newcomers, he is the Formula Sundays GOAT. He is basically Hamilton and Schumacher combined. He's won, I think, 8 of the 20 seasons that Formula Sundays has run beforehand. And yeah, he's won 1 or 2 when we had only like a handful of drivers. But he's also won like the most contested seasons we've ever had. So, yeah, I think he wasn't gonna drive because he didn't want to make this just another curb stomp. But he will be driving on 50-50 Wings, so that's gonna be fun. Jimsky's choking the chicken, so he's not gonna race, okay, yeah. Loud is here to support Jan, my goat. Boah, is Asuna... wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, Asuna is debating about chicken and also like trying to convince himself to look at Daddy crashing out instead of crashing out himself. Also making me very hungry. Damn. Jimsky saying he's hunted the chicken he's eaten with his own hands and finished the chicken. That's crazy. Crazy thing to say. Good thing that the Automod is holding that back. You hope that he crashes lap 1? Oh no, I hope he crashes later. Want to see a little bit of Daddy before he crashes out, right? You see the hopes build up when he's running in P1. Nah, unironically though, like, yeah, I'm rooting for all my drivers here, I guess, but yeah, we're gonna see. Janneman on Inters now. From what I can see in my tool here, the rain is still getting worse and it's not gonna get better for the foreseeable future. The percentage is going up and up, and I think we can see on the track as well, there's like little puddles and stuff. And well, from the general vibe, I guess you can kind of tell that the rainfall is kind of intensifying. What's the weather like in the race? I have no idea. You would need one of the drivers who is maybe in the chat to tell us, because yeah, as a spectator you don't get intel for that. You can't just look it up, and it's not in my tool, unfortunately. So yeah, maybe some nice driver who is currently also here can tell us. Lauda saying it's dry. Probably spying via Janneman or Mido. Alright, Mido is also associated with you guys, right? Lauda? Says it's dry in the race, but it's gonna rain the whole race. Okay. Never asked before, but how does weather work in game? Like, is just set random to every lobby. So, you can set the weather, and you can, like, schedule rainfall and stuff. But there's also an option that is called, like, dynamic, which kinda takes the IRL chances of wet races or any sessions into account. And we usually have that setting enabled, so it rains about as often on the individual tracks as it would IRL, meaning that it basically never rains in all the desert tracks, but it does rain every now and then in tracks like Spa or whatever. Have a whole rain season be banter. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have seen yet, but after, I think, 12 seasons and probably a solid 3 years of perma-banning Monaco from our calendars, we have Monaco on the calendar again. We could just make that full wet for banter. Yeah, wet Monaco, indeed. I mean, you can get a wet Abu Dhabi if unlucky. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but the chances for wet Abu Dhabi is like 5% or whatever. Contrary to Spa, what is probably like more towards the 30% or something. So of the wet tire runners, Janneman here. It's, beaten Bats, but not much more. Is not too far behind Catalina and maybe even Ace Mojo though. This is not gonna do it though. Especially him being down on time already. Make special rules for Monaco. Sim damage, no assists, full wets. See who survives. I feel like that would make it more boring. Because like people are just gonna drive on actuals then. Yeah, so although the chances are slim, it could rain every race. That is correct, yes. We would need a legendary high roll for that, but yeah. This is basically Chelly though, no? Apart from Yeast and the meals. Yeah, and the Janneman maybe. And I think Rice was like well in... Was Rice well in Elite last time around? I think he kinda was. And Seagull on 50-50 wings. Oh, wait, let's see how these 50-50... Oh my god. Yeah, he's driving on slicks. Which is a smart play, I guess, right? Like, slick tires are faster than Inters, so you would take slick tires. Doesn't look particularly fun. He makes room for Cherry here, I think, yeah. Yeah, Seagull usually qualifies on inters in the dry, so it makes sense for him to qualify on slicks in the wet. Oh my god. Yeah, his car is not stopping. Cherry over the line beats Bats barely, and Jake is slightly behind Bats. We have about 3.5 minutes to go in this session before we can finally get to the race. It's a little bit sad to have these qualifyings where it's like dry very early on and then it gets wet. Because basically, if you've gotten a good run in the very start, the rest of qualifying is practically irrelevant. And the only people who are still driving out there are the ones who did not get a good run early on. And Catalina, I think she is actually on an outlap still, so don't let the Delta fool you. She's gonna have another try here to maybe catch Ace Mojo still, but yeah, it's gonna be very tight. Or the rain has just gotten that much worse, so percentage is still going up here in the tool. Maybe we're like hitting the point where wets are actually okay. I mean, not that they're gonna be faster, of course. The wetter the tire, the slower it generally is. Man, I'm really happy I did not go racing today. I was debating if we only had like below 10 drivers to hop in and race myself. But I suck. And I would definitely not have enjoyed wet Spa. That's gonna be an interesting lineup though. Like, Seagull of course is gonna be nerfed by 50-50 wings. Jannemann just retired. He is probably gonna be nerfed by inconsistency. He has been crashing more often than he's raced last season. I'm gonna see the delta of Catalina, but I doubt that is improving neither. Yeah, that's not improving. 3 seconds down, so it's only yeah, her and Seagull out. I would be curious to see what Seagull can actually do on the Inters still. And on 50-50 wings, but that is probably advantageous in the rain, I guess. What if we team Doom? What if you team with someone who actually does not have the responsibility of streaming this shit and who is actually able to drive? Is that a revolutionary concept I could interest you in? Yeah, there's Brad. Let's go. Albeit I don't think there's like a team with no seats taken, so whatever you would do, you would be teaming up with someone who's already signed up. I'm afraid, so yeah. Oops. Okay, so last run here. Yeah, last run here, basically. Checkered flag has been flying. Rain is going down a little bit, it's getting a little bit lighter as well. Don't think that's gonna affect Seagull too much, because the track's not gonna dry in this singular lap. It's gonna be interesting to see what he can do even in this situation. I'm really curious how bad, drivability-wise, the new cars are gonna be. Like I'm kind of in between the fronts on the new car discussion. On the one side, I feel like it's kind of really cringe that they made the electrical engine not last a single lap. On the other side, I feel like it's kind of like it's made a bigger issue than it is. Like, so what? They can't go full throttle for like 2 kilometer straights. Cool. It's still more fun racing so far. Ah, fuck. Well, Seagull does not show us a representative time here. But yeah, like, I feel like I've seen more overtakes, and even if it's only because they still use the electrical engine than in the seasons before, so it's an okay watch. I don't mind it too much. But, like, playing-wise, in terms of how it's gonna feel to, like, do all the energy management and stuff yourself, I feel like that's probably gonna be quite ass. I mean, we will see. Yeast on pole is definitely a sight to behold, with Emil's there. Mido also very far up, so not usually getting that quite far up, but I'm curious what he can cook. And the place here in P4, afterwards a little bit of a gap to Rise Steady and Wild Ghost, and then an even bigger gap to everybody who did not really get a run in dry conditions in. We're gonna have a formation lap here as per usual, and yeah. I'm unironically watching FS having missed the real GP this morning. I did not watch the real GP this morning as well, because we had visitors over and they... Well, I don't have my own room. Like, our flat is only like 3 rooms. My girlfriend has her own room, but I'm living in the living room, and people were sleeping there, and I didn't want to bust in here at 7 AM and pulling up the F1. So, yeah. Hope everyone crashes so we can all play Slay the Spire instead. Yep. Formula Sundays is rebranding to Slay the Spire Sundays. No. Yeah, I watched the highlights though, I guess. It seemed like a decently fun... I don't know. Mercedes dominance is already boring me again. I mean, at least Antonelli won, I guess. I'm kind of not the biggest Russell fan. It's a little bit of a knobhead, IMO. So if Mercedes are gonna be Thanos, let's at least have Antonelli be the one who snaps. So let's have a little look. Tire allocation. We're seeing a lot of mediums. Yannaman on hards, Jobostic on hards, and Seagull on the softs. The reminder that this is, I think, the shortest race lap-wise on the calendar, because it's the longest track, if I'm not mistaken. It's also the race that takes the least amount of time because of the average speeds on the circuit. I will have to enable my stats real quick on the other monitor. Wop. Suck. Here we are. Seagull on softs. Yeah, I think he's cooking something up for a potential safety car early on. But we will see. I don't know. I trust the man. He probably knows what he's doing. I guess, as per usual, medium hard is gonna be a reliable one-stopper strat, though, that most of the field is running. With Yannaman and Jabostic trying to run this, well, wouldn't say counterclockwise, but like against the cycle of the other ones. Try and get an advantage from that. Of course, if you like keep up with the field on hards, and then in the end you have the advantage, you of course profit of that big time. But for that, you gotta keep up first, I guess, right? So, yeah, we're gonna see how well they are able to do that. Formation lap's gonna be over. Everybody is lining up on the grid. Oh yeah, also Seagull said he's not only going 50-50 wings, he's also going stupid strats, so... well, that was not quite the aura 360 that Jimsky used to pull by Seagull here, but I'm sure his tires are fired up. He's the only one with a botched parking job here. Let's see if that is costing him an advantage into turn 1. The lights are gonna go on right here. And they're out and away we go. And, oh, big start by the McLaren. They're pulling out way to the side here. There's another Red Bull diving in. Mido, extraordinary start, but gets punted. And there's parts flying all around. They're 4 cars wide here at some point. As we go into Eau Rouge here. This is going to be very tight 3 wide. Williams is going to be pushed wide there. Rice defends P2 though, is holding on. And the field is still very close together. Rice now gets a little bit of a breather from Emils, who is now a good bit behind here. As we have Cherry already up to P5, who thought he needed to leave space for Daddy here. Daddy, oh my god, yeah, he is inflicting mental damage on Cherry for sure. As Cherry now goes on. I want to see, well, Wild Ghost here. Still doing quite alright. Mido, yeah, dropped all the way down there. I think he came in a little bit too hot into that turn 1. That tiny contact on the rear wheel there then just sent him straight into the gravel bed and he lost a lot of ground. Seagull is going to fry people in the middle sector here with his 50-50 wings. But then he's going to get absolutely smoked on the back straight. We've, interestingly enough, had a race in the past where someone was running 50-50 wings by accident on Spa, and it was really entertaining to watch. Let's see Cherry here, who is pushing up onto the place. Yeah, as we've seen, or as we predicted, kinda, medium-hard is the main strategy here. Soft, medium is also possible. I doubt many will go for that, unless a safety car opens up the opportunities. Daddy is also still up in the mix here. Oh, gets a little bit of a love tap by Bats here. Not too much harm done though. Jake and Mido in battle here. Jake's really close. He's gonna have DRS on the straight, but I would say pushing it a little bit too hard. I don't know if there's contact, but it looked like he was pushing Mido forwards. And now he does not have the speed here to really make a move. Janeman there is kind of providing DRS for Mido and preventing that Jake can get a speed advantage. And in the middle sector we don't necessarily expect too many moves neither. Oh, yellow flags Catalina retired. Oh, okay, what happened to her then? What the hell? Oh, I wonder if her car's there for long enough. Oh, it's despawned already. I would love to see a POV of that. How did she end up there? Speeding on the safety car for Jabostic. Yikes. Well, it's safety car time, so maybe Seagull cooked with his strat here. I'm sure it's like the worst for all the hard runners, I guess, because they can't even go medium here to the end, I'm fairly certain. The medium runners could go for a set of hards and then see what happens, I guess. Let's see who goes in and who not. Everybody stays out so far. Eddie stays out, Janeman of course stays out. Seagull, yeah, he dives in. That is the obvious choice for him, of course. Wants to get rid of his softs ASAP. Yeah, you can't park there, sir. For sure the energy that gave off. I was not in natural position, yeah. He's kind of the Hulkenberg position there, hanging in there like a cat. What the hell is this Seagull magic doing? It's just flashing forwards. That guy's cheating. So this is how he won all the races. Ace Mojo about to have a comeback of a lifetime. He's a little bit back, but I guess the major disadvantage he's having is gonna be equaled out by the safety car soon. Other prominent figure in the chat would be the Place You, still in decent position. Basically everybody around him has the same tire as him, and is thus in a extremely similar situation still. And yeah, it's gonna be a matter of time really, until stuff's happening. But I mean, I said it in the beginning, I think Yeast and Emils would be probably like in my top 3 drivers here, of the ones I know tonight. So it's not gonna be the easiest time getting past them. The question is really just when or if Jannemann can close up and get involved here, because I think he's for sure the driver missing from the top pack right now. The place bigger Ace Mojo. Damn. It's the in-team fighting already going strong here. We're gonna get another lap of safety car. It looks like it almost, right? Yeah. I doubt it's gonna come in at this point still. But that's for sure gonna be the last lap, right? Field is completely bunched up. It has done at least 2 laps by the end of next lap. By all means, it should be coming in then. Oh, gives us a moment to take a little sip. When's the update is a good question. It will be on the same game. Which is also like such a weird timing. Why didn't you do that like last year? When this year you still gotta like make an entirely new handling model and stuff because of the regulation change. Usually the game comes out like in the beginning of June or something, right? Or like late May. So I assume the update is gonna be somewhere then. I would assume it adds the 11th team as well, and like reworks kick to Audi, I guess. But honestly, who knows? Maybe like EA is pulling the good old, oh, we're just a small indie company, we can't do that in our rebuilding year out of their ass, and they give us jack shit. Took them like 8 months or so to add all the tracks and the calendar in the Corona seasons, where we had like all the adjustments. Well, I'm like, bro, like literally half of the tracks are the same since the last 15 years, and up until last year they didn't update any curbs or any other changes to the layout of the tracks. Or wasn't it when they like changed the Barcelona layout? But it still took them like a year to do that in game. I don't know, it was kind of crazy. Ace Mojo glazing going on. It's gonna have a lot of work to do here to get somewhere notably in the points. So we are looking at Yeast slowing down the field. Everybody's just weaving around because I'm not even sure. Like, I personally, when I played F1, I've just done this because everybody does it. No idea if these guys are actually managing their tire temps. I feel like you can get away with this without doing anything, like Raikkonen style, just go straight. Everybody else is weaving. Imagine doing the 2026 season update and not including one of the teams. Yeah. F1 27 about to have McLaren as a DLC. Okay, delayed restart by Yeast. Really, he only went on the start-finish line there. I think Rice almost rear-ended him, and it did not really bring him any advantage. Rice is still up his rear. I don't know, this was such a late restart that I kind of missed that it was even happening. Very weird way to get the race going again by Yeast. And the Williams are rocket ships on the straights. At least they were last year. It's not gonna be enough here though. The place, ooh, and Cherry there going into some fighting. And it seems like the pole takes the upper hand there. Or will Germany strike back? Well, well, well. Excuse me. A little bit of gaps forming up further up. Seagull is 2 seconds down already. That's crazy. Is this just from the straight? Okay, man. I mean, he presumably can gain everything back in the middle sector, but like, that's still kind of crazy. But yeah, without DRS, I doubt there's going to be too much happening. Wild Ghost here is closing in on Bats, though. Yeah, that's creative interpretation of the track limits, for sure. And Yeast fastest lap, I think, is to be expected. Oh, Cherry faster lap. Now, Wild Ghost. Oh, around the outside here, potentially. He's putting some pressure onto Bats. Taking a lot of speed out of that one, but I think he's losing out here. Sector 2, yellow flags. What are you telling me? There is nobody in Sector 2. Oh, Emils. Emils versus Rice. Both of them with a DRS. Emils around the outside now has the advantage for the next turn and will stay ahead. Sleek little move there by Emils. Latvian driver. Oh god, is he Latvian? I forgot. I don't want to say something wrong, but yeah, he's back up into P2. And further down here, I think this could be an interesting battle in a little bit. Still no yellow in Sector 2 as far as I can see. Despite the game trying to convince us that there is. And the question is how long these mediums are lasting. So medium hard is a strat, which is probably calling for like a pit stop in lap like 9 to 11 maybe. And from what I can see in the data, we have about 35% wear at the end of this lap, I'd say. So it's like 6% wear per lap, just about. And we had safety car, right? So it's probably going to be actually more towards the 7%. Mediums are done by lap 9, yeah, I would assume so as well, right? So like 3 more laps from here on out would mean like 20 extra percent or so, and then we would be in the 60 percentages of tire wear. And then they are really not good anymore, right? So yeah, 9 laps is probably just about the sweet spot where you want to go, because you don't want to wear out your hard tires too much neither. Janneman here. I think that is going to be a position picked up for him. Wild Ghost, no chance to fight back there. And now he has set his sights onto the rear of the McLaren here. Yeah, and Seagulls really can't seem to keep up. I guess 50-50 wings is probably quite the nerf. I'm fairly certain that's like 5 or 6 seconds alone. Pull up. But yeah, he's really dropping down towards the end. Oh, and what do we have here? Emils must have been off track there, at least judging by the look of his tires. Not entirely sure actually. But Rice is back past again, and I think Cherry gained a little as well. Let's watch the place here a little bit. Ooh, yeah, that was not the greatest turns by Cherry here. A little bit of contact between the two. Why even bring wings at this point? Yeah, honestly, Seagull should probably try to crash and take off his own wings. Allow the co-commentator when... Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't even realize my old co-commentator just ditched me like that. What a balance. Oh, and Janneman passed Bats here. Of course, hard tires is going to be more and more of an advantage towards this stage of the race. The mediums getting closer to the last legs. Wild Ghost getting overtaken by Jake in the meantime as well for P9. Amido is still up in that squad with the others there as well. And I assume, like, probably we're gonna see the first people pit now, but probably most of them are gonna go for one more lap. The place here is pushing on Cherry for sure. Has the advantage, of course, of full battery charge here for him. And Cherry has nobody for Slipstream / ERS, so an attack might for sure be on the charts here at some point. He's using some of his energy right now, but he's not really hard committing. He's just gonna stay as close as... Yeah, well, I wouldn't say possible, but like rather necessary. Could be a little bit closer. Janneman in the meantime has also gotten past Daddy in the background, so he's gonna be approaching these two guys. A little bit of wheel spin and like kind of drifting away from the place car here, but doesn't make that much of a difference because he has the DRS, of course, to make up for the lost time. And now this is where a move could happen, right? Surely. He's got a good run up Redillion here. And DRS is gonna activate soon, and I just assume this is gonna be enough, right? Side by side here. Ooh, and he's coming in across the Mercedes there, just cutting him off. But I feel like all fair and square, I must add. But yeah, that's P4 for the place again. Let's head over to Janneman here. He's also having a good look above the two battles in front of him. Yeah, absolute goat overtake, huh? Yeah. I wonder if the place can close up. I mean, he did just close the second gap to Emils and Rice, who seem to be fighting as well. The East is just listening to Payphone on loop in P1 and just absolutely chilling his balls out. Like, ooh, Cherry gets the corner cut warning there, running a little bit too wide to the outside there. That's gonna kill his ambitions of the podium for now at least. And Wild Ghost, I think that is a spin for him. Let's jump over to Ace Mojo. Maybe we can see what happened there a little bit. Okay, Wild Ghost is already back up and running. Oh, and a couple of people into the pits, so let's see. We have Emils, the place, Cherry, Bats, and Jake. All coming in right now, so this is the opportunity for Janneman to overcut here with his hard tires. He needs to go until lap 13, presumably, to only drive 9 laps onto his mediums that are coming up. And, well, from everybody who has pitted, it seems like Emils, yeah, is just in good position still. Rice, of course, did not pit, so he's at the risk of being undercut here. The place has Ace Mojo to potentially maybe block Cherry for a little bit behind. As they are, of course, on entirely different strategies. Why Janneman so often? I don't know, man. I have my favorites. It's also been driving through the entire field, so he has been where, like, the action has been the most, I guess. But, yeah. I will try to spread it out a little bit for you. It's okay. It's not like I'm also trying to get to the place every now and then. I'm overthinking. We go back to just racing, honestly. Could go to the Haas there of Jabostic in a little bit. It does honestly look like further up Janneman is close to making a move on Rice. So I'm actually just going to him again. But I think Rice may just... Okay, no, he does not pit. Yeast is in the pits now, the leader, getting new tires. There is not a move coming here just yet. Place is not closing up to Emil's here neither. And yeah, he's getting a lot of wheel spin on these exits, honestly. A little bit too hard on the power, maybe. But what am I saying? I'm not even driving. Further up here, overtake for the lead. And that's gonna be cleanly through there. A little bit of a lockup, rather big lockup there. But he's gonna be ahead, and there's not easy to overtake in the middle sector. Let's see Daddy. Who's got a decent run up to Jake here. But I think he's just lacking the top speed here. Even with DRS, Jake also having DRS. It's not gonna make anything happen there. Further up, Janneman has now already eclipsed the 1 second window to Rice, who needs to go pit ASAP. I think he's just overstaying out there on the mediums right now. And honestly, closest gaps right now here with Jake, Bats and Ace Mojo. Ace, of course, here on very much older tires than anybody else. So he's gonna be having a hard time defending against the other guys here, who are all on fresh hards now. Of course, every second that he does not get overtaken might end up helping his teammate. Oh, that is a banger run from Jake here. He's trying to potentially go all the way past Bats here. So, taking a little bit of grass, and both of them just slip through. Now Jake could go for a move around the outside here. He can squeeze in Bats there, but I don't think it has worked out. Great camera perspective, thank you game. And it has actually worked out. Okay, that is crazy. Oh, never mind. Bats is back again, sending a dive into turn 1 there. It's not really a bad dive, but a little bit of a dive anyways. And Daddy in the meantime has closed up as well to this little group. Ace Mojo there slightly off track there briefly, and we're gonna maybe see a move by the Haas there. Okay, no, never mind. He's just lifting to not interfere with whatever's going on up there. See the Ferrari going very much off track there. Whoa, and this is almost looked like contact there, but in the end it is Jake staying ahead for now. Ooh, big lock up there by Ace, who's shooting deep into the turn then. And now Daddy has gone through as well. So let's look at the little group of Cherry, The Place and Emils here. These three guys could be coming up together into a fight. As Mido in the meantime further down past Ace Mojo as well. Well, Seagull is running in P2 still, but I think he probably has to pit again. I'm not entirely sure how long these hards last, but he pitted lap 2, so 20 laps might be a stretch, I'm fairly certain. He is posting fastest laps here. He has been driving, well, yeah, no, The Place is posting faster laps, I guess. 47 flat. That is not much quicker than everybody around him, actually. Like Cherry and Emils and Yeast, all of them are on like 47.2s right now. Janneman is on 47.3, Seagull is driving 48.6. And, well, I think we're gonna go to Jabostic real quick. I haven't seen much of him yet. As he might be able to make an overtake happen here, so... I'm not sure if this is an illegal defense. I think Ace just pulled over once and Jabostic didn't dare to go around the outside then. It sure looked a little bit scary from his POV there. That means no overtake here. Let's go to Mido. Really good qualifying by him, but of course we can never know if it was just luck because he got out in the right circumstances and posted a lap time. Or if his pace is really that good. He's not been able to make it up the grid again from from further down, right, after his crash or incident in turn 1. It's kind of similar to the real life Red Bulls, right? Like, Verstappen is just losing 10 positions on every start and then has to fight the entire race to get back up the grid again. And, well, similar thing happened to Mido here. Briefly in P1, but then, of course, sent through the gravel and... sentenced to life in in battle for the last points positions. Let's go to the other Red Bull here. We've not seen Yeast much neither, as he has been pretty much all alone in the lead. But here we're gonna see him eat up Seagull, who is on 50-50 wings, of course, so he's gonna be very, very slow. Yeah, and he's just driving past. It's almost like driving a highway. Jerry in the place are now back alone a little bit. Lost track of Emils a little bit. It's now 1.8 second gap ahead of these two. And there is not going to be any moves in the middle sector most likely. So let's, well, nope. Daddy is probably not going to get the opportunity neither. Jabostic very close again, but not in the position to make a move. Place more like the goat. Yeah, good one. Good one. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Middle sector is probably not gonna have much action here. Overtaking wise. It's interesting how like Seagull can get cooked on the straight entirely, but then with like 10 laps older tires, he's staying within 0.2 of the car ahead throughout the middle sector because of his wings. As Daddy here is not really getting the exit to contest Batson anyways. Losing a bit of time even. Maybe straight line setup for the McLaren. Oh wait, Cherry must have made some major mistake. Oh yeah, okay, we don't see his nose unfortunately. The camera switch does not work. But I want to see if he gets a new one really quick. Yep. Okay, he must have hit the wall somewhere. So that's his race basically over, at least the fight for the higher points positions. Well, it's gonna help everybody else on though. As Mido, I think he's probably aiming for at least this P8 still. Surely he can contest Daddy and Bats a little bit. And Janneman right now undisputed in P1, but we cannot forget that he still needs to pit. And honestly, at some point he really should pit, right? His lap times are quite okay, really. 47.3. We have some people running high 46s. That is Emils with a 46.8 last lap and Yeast with a 46.9. Everybody else around here is driving low 47s. So the Place and Cherry, they're very similar pace. No, not Cherry. Rice is now behind, yeah. Very similar pace there. But yeah, Janneman finally goes into the pits. Probably gonna go for the medium from now on. It does get a little bit more grey in the background, but I think we've heard that it stays dry throughout the entirety, so probably just gonna be the medium tires. Yep, medium tires for Jannemann. Rear hit for Daddy here into Bats. And yellow flags in turn 1. That is... Oh no, I think that's the place. Yeah, he ran white into the gravel. And I don't think there was anyone around him, really. It must have been like some sort of personal mistake there. Maybe losing control on the exit there when too quick on the power or something. But he's lost some positions. His pace was decent enough though to potentially catch at least the Ferrari here. Oh my, and Mido is just brute forcing his way past Daddy, really. So, yeah, Mido probably gonna try to close up to Bats in the place here soon. I don't think, like, half a lap onwards, the effects of your tires being dirty is that bad. Emil's here has lost some major time. Has definitely been off track as we've seen some grass on his tires here. Interesting. So Jannemann is about 7 seconds down of Yeast, who's probably going to be the main target for him here. Seagull, I don't know, he might actually go to the end on these hards, like race the full 20 laps, because at this point I don't see a point to still pit for him, right? Doom show tires, sure thing, buddy. There you are. Everybody is on roughly the same age hards. And then we have Seagull, who pitted lap 2. Jannemann, who pitted last lap, and Cherry as well on fresh tires. And of course Ace Mojo here on fresh softs. But yeah, Cherry just posted a lap that is 1.8 seconds quicker than any other lap driven last lap. So he's gaining quickly on whoever. On basically anyone he is. This is Jannemann win, you say? Okay, yeah, wait, he was 7 seconds down at the start of this lap, right? He's almost caught up to Seagull. Seagull, of course, is gonna have a better time in the middle sector, but honestly, I think at this point the preset doesn't even matter because the tire difference is so huge. So it's gonna be like down to 2 seconds gained in this lap already here by the end of this. And he's probably gonna smoke him on the back straight. It's not gonna cost him too much time. Yeah, that makes it like 3 second gained on Yeast per lap. It's gonna be very tough for Yeast to carry that win home. Let's see some wild ghost here. Jannemann past Seagull, no big surprise. Top speed difference is probably the Grand Canyon. And Wild Ghost, for once, finally has someone to fight. 45-1 is another... that's not that much quicker than Cherry, actually. Cherry drove a 45-2 last lap. But it is a lot quicker than everybody around him. Yeast with a 46-9, so that is 1.8 seconds per lap that he's gaining. So in like 3 laps he's in striking distance. It's gonna be a little bit tight. He has to make it stick very close to the end. But it's definitely possible, as we've seen here. Wild Ghost getting past Jabostic. Emil's getting passed by Rice again. Rice pitted later as well, like 2 laps later. Is gonna have a tire advantage here. It's definitely able to push all out in this one, as we see another little group here with Bats, Mido in the place, and then ahead of them Jake is pretty much all on his own there. It's not the best qualifying performance by the Ferrari driver there, but the race pace is seriously speaking for itself, honestly. 47.2 is like half a second slower than the cars ahead, but like it's a good bit quicker than most of the cars behind. Except Cherry, really. So he's definitely in a position where he can manage if he can keep on this race pace. And get himself a nice little P6. Emils is not quite dropping off Rice here. He's trying to maintain DRS, of course. He is in the window at the detection point. 44.9 is another 0.3 quicker. And a full 2 seconds quicker than Yeast, so... yeah. By the end of next lap, Yeast is going to be in hot water. Let's see. Not the best exit from Emils. He is within the second for the DRS detection point though, which is the main thing that is important to him. He's gonna gain a cheeky 0.4 or so on the straight now, just because he's in there. Actually, he doesn't gain a lot. I'm almost under the impression that he lost time with DRS to Rice with no DRS. That is kinda crazy. Oh, Bats and the place. Coming in side by side. But yeah, a lot of respect by both drivers there. Bats backing out after realizing he's a little bit too quick. Could take out the other cars. The place leaving nice cars with to the side, and yeah, no position change here. Well, we are here for the battle for the lead though. And that's probably going to come up on the... It's probably going to be Camel Straight. I don't think you should go for an overtake on the start-finish straight here. It's just a little bit too short and you're just going to lose out on the Camel Straight then. Also, I think he is probably not close enough. But yeah, tire advantage is big, of course. Medium tires versus hards, similar aged, but the medium's much fresher. But that's not the best exit, really. But yeah, he's already gaining time. He's pumping out all of his battery. Stopping a little bit here, of course, just to be safe. Now we're back at it. DRS enabled, and... it's gonna be close, but I don't think... Yeah, it's not a move yet. Could set Yeast up for a cheeky move in Sector 2. But it's not quite that. Yellow flags there briefly. On the Camel Straight. And we have Mido and Bats here fighting. Mido wants to send a move around the outside. Can't really keep it within track limits, but he's also not close to passing here neither. I mean, the laughing third one in this scenario is the place, of course, who can just drive away from these two guys while they mash their heads in. Emils. Yeah, oh, well, wait, I did not even see when these guys passed Seagull. I mean, Seagull must be on, like, 80% hard tires now. Cherry with another penalty. Yanneman here's another chance to go for P1. It's full energy, but so has Yeast. So Yeast has all the means to defend himself, but it's another 0.3 less than last lap. The gap now between the top two. So it's going to be a lot easier to go for a potential move. He is going for a little bit of an earlier braking so that he can make a smooth exit. Cherry the penalty collector. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's so little people with penalties, because these curbs are so nice and like inviting to run over. It's so easy to pick up a penalty. Oh, Seagull died. And the race lead still contested big time. I'm fairly certain I saw some parts flying, probably from Yanneman's side floor. A little bit of a lock-up into this one. But yeah, it's just a too big right-hander there to stick around on the outside, especially with the inferior tire. And it does look like Yeast is beaten for now, so We will jump back on board with him and see... Actually, no, we will not. We will watch Mido and Bats once more. Also a lot of a lot of damage, but honestly this almost looks like a graphical bug. I'm not even sure there is so many parts that can fly off the cars. I'm fairly certain Mido was boosted. Yikes, didn't want to say that. Ghosted there briefly. F1 open lobby for real. Oh, and I think Yeast is closing in big time again. A little bit of a sniff on that rear as well. Let's see. Oh my god, both of them kind of losing their car on the exit there. Jannemann with a lot of oversteer and Yeast almost sliding out to the outside. And that takes the opportunity to do something against Jannemann here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that is a long run. He's got a horrible exit out of that turn 1. Or rather, Jannemann just got a way better one. I'm not sure if that is enough to get him back into a attacking position here. But it does not seem like it. It's the last lap, so this is really the best overtaking opportunity that you still get. And Daddy could be using this one as well. Or probably wants to be using this one as well. Could pick up to 2 positions, but here again I think his run is not good enough to attack Mido seriously. Because Mido of course has DRS as well. Mido on the other side. Oh my, he's taken the rally route. I mean, if these guys take each other out, Daddy of course is gonna be the one who's like, oh, well, P7 is for me? Bats here probably had to let Mido through there as well, because he cut so much of the track. And Mido's now in front for now, and Daddy is gonna get that P8 at least. Oh, okay, well, what a send by Bats. Ooh, and some more contact there. These two are really fighting it out hard, and I would not say this is like the inevitable happening. There's finally some contact, I would almost say, that had some impact, with Bats almost spinning out. Daddy is quick to react to that, goes through there. As the winners cross the line there, Jannemann in P1 in the end, as I think most expected. Yeast in P2 is not the biggest surprise neither. Nice performance by Rice there, beating out Emil's ever so slightly in the end. And then Jake in the place, some newcomers grabbing some good points here with 5th and 6th. Mido making his return in 8th, and then we've seen this battle in 7th, yeah, and we've seen this battle for 8th and 9th here between Daddy and Bats. Well, Ghost snatching that last point, and yeah, okay, Cherry finishes pretty much exactly how his race has been anyways. Jabostic over the line, almost gets him still with the time penalties there. And then Ace Mojo here is gonna be the last finisher. He is going for fastest lap here maybe, I don't know, on his soft tires. And he's gonna come over the line now to finish this first race of the season. Classic Mido racecraft. Yeah, crazy work, battle of the century, I agree. To be fair, it's not necessarily clean racing, but is it entertaining to us? It sure is, I think. Oh yeah. Well. Jannemann on the top step of the podium once more. He has gotten himself 1 or 2 wins in the past, maybe also like 3, 4, or 5, I can't remember. And he has picked up most of the allocates here. And Daddy in the Haas, cleanest driver in that P8. He was just looking at the dirty driver. He himself kept his hands clean, stayed out of it. Profited when the opportunity arose. And well, we've already went through the grid as they finished. Here is your final summary. And yeah, honestly, with that, that's it from me. what's the track next week? We are headed to Bahrain, which is also, I think, I don't know, it's just an all-around very, I wouldn't say known track, but like I feel like it's the first track, so everybody boots this up first and plays it. It's also relatively beginner friendly. There's like only 1 or 2 really bad corners there, and it has some decent racing, right? Hard braking zones, a lot of straights. So yeah, it's gonna be entertaining for sure. Looking forward to it next week, and yeah, see you then. Bye bye. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays.